Okay, I think we're back, and I think we are ready to start the final phase of this case. This is the defendant lobby, alright, but there's no defendant. I'm trying to reach Lana all morning. Where could she be? And where's Emma, for that matter? It almost seems as if something's been happening behind the scenes. Oh, Edgeworth. Yeah, because Gant detained her before. What? I'm not liking that part. Not at all. Knowing you, you've already figured it out. Who the owner of the 7777777 ID number that is? Yeah, I think so. I have a pretty strong hunch. Looks like I'm not the only one who's figured it out. You know, the only reason this trial didn't reach a verdict yesterday is because there was still room for doubt regarding this ID record. If that number does belong to whom you suspect, then no doubt will remain. After all, he hasn't been officially charged with anything. Yeah, there's that rule. True, not yet. In any event, once all doubt has been removed from that list, I can call for a ruling. 5 minutes right, and Chief Prosecutor Sky will be found guilty. But she didn't do it! I figured you'd say that as much. That's why I came here, to hear what you have to say. This is the first time he's ever done something like this. Lana's hiding something, and the only way we'll ever know the truth is to draw it out of her. The truth? Everything goes back to the SL9 incident. Don't be stupid, today's the last day of the trial. We don't have time to reminisce about the past. That depends on you. If she's found guilty, you'll lose your only chance to find out what really happened. I'll think about it. I'll see you in court, right? This is it. If I'm ever gonna find out what Chief Gant has on her, it's now. Alright. Court is now in session for the trial of Miss Lana Sky. Defense is ready, Your Honor. Prosecution's ready, Your Honor. Normally this is when the prosecution puts forth its opening statement. But before that, the police chief has a proposal to make. Oh, he does he? Chief Gant. Oh. Morning, folks. How's everyone doing? Hey, G, been back to the pool yet? No, been drawing enough as it is in my work. Oh, that's a good one. Don't think I can top that. If you don't mind me asking, Chief, exactly what is this proposal of yours? Lana, that is to say, the defendant, has asked me if she could speak directly to the court. She wants to do what? Having heard what she intends to say, I feel she should be granted her request. In the end, it should save everyone a lot of time and trouble. Don't know about this. What is this all about, defendant? I would just like to make one simple request and I'll be finished. Well then, what's your request? Your Honor, I'd like you to put an immediate end to this trial. What? I confess to all charges against me. What is... On February 21st of this year, I murdered Detective Bruce Goodman in the underground parking lot of the prosecutor's office. No, Lana. Gant is totally putting her up to this. You can't. Your Honor, the defense claim does not change the defense's plea. In that case, Mr. Wright, I no longer require your services. But Lana! Your Honor, I hereby forfeit my right to an attorney. The prosecution may lack direct evidence against me, but it has sufficiently proven its case through testimony and circumstantial evidence. I would like you to render your verdict now, if you would please. What? Oh my god. This... While the defendant certainly has the right to self-representation, her request is legally valid, although this is an unprecedented situation. Indeed, it appears there's no further need to continue this trial, even if Mr. Wright may feel otherwise. This can't be happening. It appears the time for the verdict has arrived. This court finds the defendant... Shortest trial ever. God, what the... Huh? Edgeworth? One moment, Your Honor. Mr. Edgeworth. The prosecution has not yet proven the defendant guilty beyond reasonable doubt. Any ruling on this stage would certainly be premature. There you go. Thank you, Edgy. Come now, Worthy. I understand this is a difficult time for you, but why don't you just be a good little boy and keep your mouth shut? I don't think I care for your tone, Chief Gan. Woohoo! What? Create another fabrication to cover up your past mistakes. Sorry, but I'm no longer the naive little boy you would have me be. Alright, Edgeworth, way to show some backbone. With the sudden confession from the defendant, it's obvious to me some kind of deal was struck behind the scenes. Some kind of deal, Not everyone operates as you do, Worthy. I thought so. Your Honor, the prosecution would like to change its first witness. Oh? To whom? As its first witness, the prosecution would like to call Miss Emma Skye. Oh! I request the court hears her testimony. Mr. Edgeworth, I'm exercising my right to self-representation. I don't think we need to continue. I don't care what you think, Miss Skye. Oh, what? The exposure of truth sometimes results in tragedy. However, no matter how tragic the truth may be, it would be an even greater tragedy to avert one's eyes from it. Yeah, Edgeworth's got his Danganronpa chops in full gear. Very well, the court shall grant the prosecution's request. That's okay with you, right, Chief Gant? Worthy, you'll live to regret this. Mark my words. Miss Emma Skye, please take the stand. Looks like Edgeworth has decided to take the horse by the reins. Where's this gonna lead, though? What is this? Now then, witness, please state your name and occupation. My name is Emma. Emma Skye. My occupation? Lana's little sister, and I want to be a scientific investigator. 2 years ago, you encountered the serial killer, Joe Dark, of the Joe Dark killings. Is this correct? Yes. I'm trying my hardest to forget about that, though. I'm sorry. but I'm afraid I'm gonna have to ask you to recall those events one more time. Mr. Edgeworth, please remember this trial concerns the murder of Detective Goodman. Is an incident that was resolved 2 years ago really all that relevant? Yes, it most certainly is. Well, okay then. He sure gave in fast. Now, please testify about what happened to you 2 years ago. The trip to yesteryear has finally begun. It's bound to lead to the truth behind this trial. Alright, what happened? I was waiting in my sister's office that day. A man came running in and took me hostage. Neil Marshall rescued me, but I'll never forget what I saw in that instant. The man raised up his knife and stabbed Mr. Marshall in the chest. In the chest. Did the autopsy say he was stabbed in the back, though? It's a good thing you weren't harmed. I passed out. I don't remember much. Stabbed in the back. Emma. Don't tell me you're hiding. That's understandable, however. Please tell me, Mr. Edgeworth, what does this testimony have to do with Detective Goodman's murder? That will soon become apparent, Your Honor. You've got to admire him for his courage, considering he has no evidence. Very well, the defense may begin cross-examination. Office. That must have been a real shock. Even now, when I close my eyes, I can still see it just as clearly. Tell us. What were you doing at that moment? I believe you testified that Joe Dark was holding you hostage. Struck. Mr. Marshall jumped on Dark. I was thrown aside and the two began wrestling each other. I'm pretty sure I was watching them. Emma doesn't have any reason to lie. But Lana sure does. I need to get Emma to tell me as much about this as she can. Can you tell us about that? Mr. Marshall jumped on Drake. Just then the lights went out. The lights? It was just about this time of year. There was a terrible storm going on and lightning struck nearby. So electricity went out. Wait a minute. If it was pitch dark in that room, you shouldn't have been able to see anything, right? Right, but just then lightning flashed again outside. Then that sudden flash left an unforgettable image of the scene in my mind. I see. I told the detective about what I saw then. The detective? Yes, Detective Goodman. He was in charge of the case. Detective Bruce Goodman, the victim. So you spoke with Detective Goodman about this 2 years ago. Yes, that's what's so scary about this trial. And you told Detective Goodman about what you saw? Yes, but at the time, the words just wouldn't come out. That's why I drew a picture A picture. Yes, I think she mentioned that before. Well, Mr. Wright, have you heard enough? This picture the witness drew, I believe it has a very important meaning. But the list of evidence I was given 2 years ago didn't contain a picture. Because Gant was hiding it. Witness, would you mind if we added this statement to your testimony? Yes, Your Honor. Drew a picture of that scene once, but it seems to have been lost. You drew a picture of the scene you witnessed, right? Yes, I wanted to do everything I could to help the investigation. I can still see it now, whenever I close my eyes. That's strange. I took over the case after Prosecutor Marshall died, yet I never received any picture. Perhaps the witness is mistaken? But I did draw it, I swear. I'm not just imagining it. The picture that Emma drew. That reminds me. Guess I should check the evidence again. Anyway, let's continue. The scene that imprinted an image in your mind. Can you describe it to us? Okay, is this the... Yeah, this! This is it, isn't it? Mr. Edgeworth. This little girl put all her heart into drawing that picture. And yet you would insist on denying its existence? Huh? Hey, I'm not the bad guy. All I'm saying is that as the prosecutor for that case, I wasn't handed such a picture. That may well be, but that doesn't mean it doesn't exist. Behold. This is the evidence list for the SL9 incident. Please turn it over, Your Honor. Turn it over. Turn... Oh! What's this? Yes, what is that? Hey, that's it. That's the picture I drew. Indeed. Two men appear to be wrestling here. What's the meaning of this? What are you doing with that list? Me? Only the prosecutor in charge should have access to that list. Huh? Those lists, they're different from each other. What? It would appear, Mr. Edgeworth, that the evidence list you were handed 2 years ago is incomplete. These two lists fit together to form one. You can see the marks here where they were torn apart from each other. So you see, Mr. Edgeworth, it's quite obvious what happened. 2 years ago, only half the evidence in that case ever reached you. What? Order! Order! But, Miss Skye, why did you draw your picture on the back of such an important list? Because that's what Detective Gooden handed me in the questioning room, Your Honor. Wait a minute. If this list was torn in half, then that means... Your Honor, you're right, Mr. Wright. Your eyes are bulging from your head. If the evidence list was torn in half, then there might be more of the drawing on the back of Mr. Edgeworth's list. Yes, that's quite conceivable, Mr. Edgeworth. It's possible. Let's see. Oh, what is... What is it? Is something wrong? Do you even have to ask? Sorry, Your Honor. There is indeed something drawn on the back of my list. It's that thing. What? The fucking badger again! Oh my... He's fucking everywhere! That's that thing! That thing that was dancing in the evidence room. Clearly, this act of vandalism is the work of a certain chief of detectives. Guess he was out of scrap paper. But still, it was added to the evidence list. Very well. Witness, will you please testify about the picture you drew 2 years ago? Huh? Oh, yes, sir, Your Honor. What's wrong with Emma? She seemed to be thinking about something when she was looking at the picture. Huh? What do you mean? This is the picture I drew 2 years ago. The flash of lightning was so bright, all I could see were shadows. After that, I must have fainted. The picture shows exactly what I saw in that instant. To think a flash of lightning could burn such an image into your mind. Thanks to that, though, she was able to show us exactly what she saw. Well, I don't see any contradictions here. This clearly shows Joe Dark was about to murder Prosecutor Neil Marshall. The defense begins cross-examination. So at the time, you didn't even know it was Mr. Marshall who came to your rescue? No, I couldn't see him clearly. The lightning was so bright. I was knocked to the floor. You were knocked to the floor. Dark had a tight grip on me, but when Mr. Marshall jumped on him, I was knocked away. I turned around. That's when the lightning flashed. Poor Emma. Just glad she wasn't hurt. What happened after the lightning flashed? You mean you didn't see the actual murder take place? No, I'm sorry. The flash of lightning only drove off the darkness for a split second. Not only that, but the trauma of the situation understandably caused the witness to faint. Do you really need to torture this girl any further? What? Hey, I'm not the bad guy here. Anyway, this picture shows exactly what I saw in that instant. Sorry for asking so many times, but are you sure you drew exactly what you saw? Of course! This is the exact scene! It wasn't influenced in any way of your talks with the detectives. Are you insinuating you somehow manipulated her memory, Mr. Wright? No, of course not. Better watch out, or you might find some way to cut my salary. I drew this picture before I heard anything from the detectives, so I don't think anyone's story would have influenced me. Mr. Wright, is there something that's bothering you about this picture? Is there? Oh, well... That's strange. She claims this is exactly the scene that was imprinted in her mind, and yet there's clearly a contradiction here. Are you referring to the... Is he referring to what I'm seeing? It doesn't... Wait a sec. Wait, oh crap. Because I'm not seeing... It doesn't... Wait, where is it? Okay. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but this picture the witness drew contains a blatant contradiction. But I still remember it like it was yesterday. Mr. Wright. Perhaps it would be faster if you simply pointed out this contradiction for us. What part of this picture contradicts the autopsy report? Yeah, it would have to be... Because that was what I thought. There's... Where's the... Why is there no tip on this?
Take that!
The contradiction, of course, lies here. Take a look at the knife the man's holding. If you look closely, you can see the tip is broken. Even I don't have to look closely to see that, Mr. Wright. But Mr. Wright, look at the evidence. See the murder weapon? The tip is broken too. If I recall, the tip of the knife was found broken off in the victim's body. That was the conclusive piece of evidence that proved Joe Dark was the murderer. So then why was it like that before he was killed? I'm afraid it's not so simple, Emma.
Objection!
And where, pray tell, could you possibly see a problem? It's obvious, really. The victim suffered a single stab wound to the back. If the victim was only stabbed once, then the murder weapon should yet to be broken. What's the meaning of this? Oh. Perhaps the knife was broken beforehand. Sorry, I'm afraid that's not possible. The tip of the knife was found inside the victim's body. It was broken beforehand. It couldn't possibly wind up there. That's right, but what's that mean? The tip of the knife was undeniably discovered within the victim's body. The only possible explanation is the witness's memory is mistaken. Jeez. That's why I asked her so many times if she was sure she remembered correctly. I believe you were annoyed at the time, but she was sure she remembered correctly. But there's no other way to explain this consistency. Not so fast, Mr. Edgeworth. There is another explanation. Have you forgotten already? About a little something called falsified evidence. You're treading on thin ice, right? All I'm saying is that this broken knife tip might be the piece of evidence that was forged. Really? What's going on? Wait, what's going on in my channel? Is my channel acting weird? I hope not. Okay. Maybe. Okay. Another ad. Okay. You can't deny the possibility. No. Huh? Order! 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 Are you saying the investigation really was corrupted? Your Honor, please allow me to once again go over the events that took place the day of the murder. The police department and the prosecutor's office were holding a ceremony that day. After receiving the camp prosecutor's award at the ceremony, Neil Marshall questioned Joe Dark along with Gaiman Gann. During his questioning, Joe Dark fled the room. Prosecutor Marshall chased after him and was killed by Drake. It's my belief that somewhere in this story, there's a lie. What kind of lie? Emma? I'm not lying! The man really was holding up a broken knife! If that's true, then there's no other way around it. This could not have been the actual murder weapon. There must have been another broken knife. Was it the... Was it that broken halberd from the prosecutor's trophy? What are the chances of there being two broken knives? Another broken knife besides Joe Dark's. Could there have been one? If the witness is this adamant about the accuracy of what she saw, it can't just be explained away by a simple observational error. Mr. Wright. In that instant, Emma really did see a broken knife. I assume, then, that you have some information about this other broken knife? If so, please feel free to enlighten us. The murder weapon was already broken prior to the murder. There's only one way. Take a look at this. Here's the real murder weapon. Ooh, I got it. The answer lies in the past. 2 years in the past. Right here inside this picture. This is a picture of the awards ceremony. Oh! Yeah, you see Edgeworth sees it too. What is it, Mr. Edgeworth? It's the broken murder weapon. Notice the award Prosecutor Marshall's holding. That's a broken knife. As we earlier concluded, the knife in the drawing was not Joe Dark's knife. That being the case, the knife the witness saw was in all likelihood from this award. Order! 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 Neil Marshall was awarded King of Prosecutors that day. As an award, he was given this broken shield and knife. When he chased after Joe Dark, he pulled out this knife. Being a prosecutor, he didn't carry a pistol. This broken knife was the only weapon he had in this dangerous situation. But that can't be. Oh, why not, Mr. Edgeworth? Because if the King of Prosecutors award knife was the murder weapon, then the murderer and the victim would be reversed. What do you mean? I mean, the man raising the knife would have been Prosecutor Neil Marshall. Oh. Is that where we're going with this? What? But the prosecutor was the one who's actually died. That's true. What's going on here? It seems Mr. Wright has been a bit too eager to jump to conclusions. Now what? Wait, I remember now. I remember everything. Emma? What? Witness? Mr. Edgeworth. What is it? Could you show me your evidence list again, please? His list? The one with that picture scribbled on the back? Of that? I knew it. This picture. I'm the one who drew it. You did? What? You drew that? That's right. The list wasn't torn in half at the time I drew this picture. What? All this time I've been trying so hard to forget. I must have locked this part away deep inside me. What do you mean? Perhaps it would be best if we added this to the witness testimony. Would you please tell us what you recalled, Miss Skye? Yes, Your Honor. First the knife mix-up and now the blue badger? This should be interesting. When I saw that man raise his knife, I panicked and rushed toward both of them. I think I knocked away the man with the knife. Just then, there was another flash of lightning, and that's when I saw the blue badger. What? He wasn't in the room, but I'm sure I saw his shadow. What the What? This is certainly most unusual. Objection! Try impossible. The chief of detectives hasn't even designed him until this year. That would mean he didn't even exist 2 years ago. Yes, well, the defense may now begin... What? Stop! Please! Please, don't pursue this any further! Lana! What's the meaning of this? Please remain seated in the defendant's chair. But you can't do this! I've already confessed to the crime! Why can't you just leave it at that? Oh man, this is getting... What is going on here? Chief Prosecutor Skye. We've already come this far. It's too late to turn back. Silence. The defense will now begin its cross-examination. Bailiff, please detain the defendant. It seems we're finally getting to the core of the matter. I panicked and rushed toward both of them. Hold it! Why did you do something so dangerous? What else could I have done? He was about to stab Mr. Marshall. She was convinced that Dark was the one holding the knife. But as we just theorized, Mr. Marshall was the one holding the knife. Well, I didn't know that at the time. Then that Dark guy knocked him down. All I could think was, I've got to help that other person. I knocked away the man with a knife. What do you mean you think? It all happened so fast, and I was in shock. I don't remember everything clearly, but when I did, it was kind of a blur. Miss Guy was almost killed before she was witness to a murder about to take place. With so much happening in a matter of seconds, a little disorientation is only natural. I saw the man about to stab the other person, who I thought was Mr. Marshall. I knew I had to stop the man with the knife. What you did was very brave, young girl, so what happened next? There's another flash of lightning, and that's when I saw the blue badger. Are you sure about this? Of course. See? I even drew a picture of him here. But it was the chief of detectives who thought up this hideous beast. And that was just this year. The blue badger didn't exist 2 years ago. This is all quite verifiable. I know it sounds strange. I was surprised too when I saw him at the police department. I had this nagging feeling I'd seen him somewhere before. Now I finally remember. Oh, brother, just when you thought this thing caused enough commotion. Okay, I think I know exactly what it is she saw. And for that, we need to check this. What did we see? Okay. Oh, okay. The mysterious blue badger was in fact this. But that's... what exactly is that? Wait, where's my... Hold up. Oh, okay. I believe it's some sort of jar. But Mr. Wright, that doesn't look anything like the blue badger. Indeed it doesn't. As it stands now, it's just a plain jar. However, what if we were to change our viewpoint? Our viewpoint? I gotta show him the correct angle to look at this form. What? Oh my god, you're gonna make it. You're gonna make it pretty damn specific, aren't you? Ugh. Come on, game. It's obviously... Okay, I know it's the falling, yeah, that falling urn that's supposed to, at some angle, look like the badger. Where exactly does it need to... Oh my god, does it have to be perfect? Oh my god, that's not even, I wasn't even trying to present it at that point, I'm just trying to... Oh my god. You really want it to be particular, don't you? Oh, come on. Aren't I close enough? Oh my god. Not now, kitty. Okay, I know this has got to be getting close.
Take that! Objection! Take that! Objection!
From what everything I'm seeing, it's supposed to be this angle, right? Okay, vertically a bit more, horizontally. Who knows? Am I doing this wrong? It doesn't look like it. This should be the angle right here.
Take that! Objection!
Oh my god, this... Is it... still maybe up a bit more? Like that?
Take that!
No!
Objection! Take that!
That should have been perfect. I don't know. I don't know.
Objection!
from what I'm even looking up a walkthrough here. I'm doing exactly as it's telling me, and it's not accepting it.
Take that! Objection!
Okay, I just gotta fuck this walkthrough and just brute force it. That's all I can do.
Take that! Objection! Take that!
No, I don't know. I thought I'd be done with this. I've been wasting so much time on this. I'm sorry, everyone. I can't anymore. I thought I'd be done with this tonight, but it seems the game had other plans in mind.